Hello, welcome back to my channel where today I'll be showing you the process of dyeing my hair pink and purple. I haven't had the current colour that long, but I'm not really liking it as it's fading, mainly because it just looks like badly bleached hair rather than purposely yellow hair. So I decided to go in, cut all my hair and dye it a different colour just to make it a little bit more exciting. To cut my hair, I started out by tying up the long pieces so I could shave the sides down easier without having to worry about cutting into the longer piece of my hair. I tried to even it out at the sides because they're always quite jaggedy. I don't know if I did a massively good job of that. I feel like I kind of messed it up, to be honest, but I think it looks slightly better than it did before, or at least it looks slightly shorter, and I think that's why it looks slightly better. Last time I cut my hair, I had it really long for some reason, whereas nowadays I want it a little bit shorter. I don't want it really short, but I want it quite a lot shorter than I was having it originally. And once I've shaved down all the sides, I go on to hacking off the top. I don't do this in any specific way. I kind of just take my scissors and hack at it. I try and do the side bits first just to make them a lot shorter, and then I go in on the top, and I barely do anything at the back. I quite like having long hair at the back. I like the contrast. I feel like it gives me a good side profile as well. So all in all, it's a very quick, easy and simple process. Moving on now to the bleach, I started out by just bleaching the roots. I felt like the ends didn't need as much as last time I did my hair, because they are yellow, so I can kind of just get it out with blue shampoo. It doesn't work all the way, but it definitely does help to get that colour out. So I really didn't want to damage my hair too much this time, because obviously I bleached my hair not that long ago, so avoiding damage was my main priority with doing this. But anyway, I start out with the roots on the longer bits, and then I move on to the sides. I try to get as much product on the side as I possibly could, because I always end up getting it patchy. Even if I feel like it's a really good coating, it always ends up slightly patchy, and I really don't know why. I don't know if it's just because I don't use foils and I don't put any heat on the hair, because bleach does work better if it's hotter. That's why people wrap their head in cling film and things, it keeps the heat in. I don't do any of that because I find it too uncomfortable, but maybe I should try it next time just to see if I can get rid of that patchiness. After the first round of bleach has been in my hair for 20 minutes, I then go on to doing the ends. Like I said before, I really wanted to avoid damage for this, so I put a lot of blue conditioner into the bleach to make it a lot weaker, and kind of just used it as a bleaching toner to get that colour out without really bleaching the hair and damaging it too much. I also use this as a good way to getting out that patchiness that I was talking about before, by kind of just rubbing it in and trying to make sure that everything is covered completely. Obviously, I'm not a professional, I'm not the best at this, but it does work quite well most of the time. Then I leave it again for 20 minutes, and then I wash it out with a lot of shampoo using a scalp massager. I use a scalp massager just so I can feel like I have all the bleach off my scalp. I know that even if you don't use one, it is coming off, but it makes me feel a little bit safer. Finally, we're on to the really fun step, which is adding in the colour. I decided to use pink and purple both from Bleach London so that they would be the same consistency in my hair, and I also really like this pink. I've used it a few times before. I've never used the purple before, so I was really excited to use it. But starting off with the pink, I go in on my roots first because I want to have a gradient from pink to purple. And I find that it's easier to do the roots before the ends, otherwise the ends kind of just get in the way. And also the pink is the lighter colour, so it's much easier to put down the lighter colour first, because the purple can go over the pink, but the pink can't go over the purple. And basically, I just try my best to get everything kind of even and everything on my scalp. I did miss a section that I had to go back in and do later, but overall, I think I did a good job of the roots. And then obviously, I went on to the sides. I decided to do a split dye from my sides to my head because I wanted to do it last time and I didn't do it for some reason, so I decided to finally get that done today. And for that, I always use a mirror because I want to have a perfect line down the back of my head, and I feel like it is almost perfect. It is slightly to one side, but it's better than I've done it in the past, which honestly is a pretty big improvement for me because I kind of get stuck in how I do my hair. I do it the same every time I do it, so having a little thing that I'm doing slightly better is really nice to see. The final step in the process was adding in the purple, and I was really nervous about the purple at first because when I got it out the bottle it looked really dark. It's definitely more of a plum colour than I was expecting, but I think it came out really nice on my hair, but I think it works really well with the pink. Obviously they are the same brand, so that's probably why they work so well together, but I think they have a nice contrast without being too contrasting, so I'm very happy with my decision to go pink and purple. And for this, I kind of just use my hands to do the end of the hair. I find it a bit easier just to pull at it rather than trying to use the brush, because if I use the brush, I apply too much product and then it kind of just gets everywhere. So using my hand is just a much easier option. And then I slathered it on one side of my head like I always do, just to make sure I have a nice full coverage that isn't going to end up patchy. And then I left this all on my head for about 3.5 hours. I try and leave it on as long as possible, just to get as much hair dye going into the follicles as possible. I really want my hair to be nice and bright. And this is the hair all done. I am so happy with it. I feel like it could be slightly brighter, so I might re-dye it at some point, maybe next week or something. But for now, I think it looks really cool. I really like the gradient between the pink and the purple. I think these colours just go really well together. I can't even remember if I've ever had this hair colour before. I don't think I have. So it's really nice to finally have it and finally see it on my head. But yes, that is it for this video. If you did enjoy it, please give it a like down below. Comment what else you'd like me to do and subscribe as I post a new video every single Thursday, and I'd like to see you again. But until then, bye!